Okay, so the major Incoterms 2020 changes. There's not, I mean, there are definite changes. They're kind of, in my opinion, a little underwhelming, but
Yeah,
we do have a couple of changes to go over. So cost items are now spelled out under the seller and buyer, making it easier to understand where the cost was born. If you look at the Incoterms 2020 book, it's really laid out nicely in there to
for
make
sure.
it much easier to understand. The new Incoterms points out risks exist when a buyer or seller becomes the importer or exporter of record in a foreign country. So that's a good addition. The security requirements in relation to transportation related issues are covered in the new Incoterms 2020. They are now written to include arrangement of freight by non-carriers. Oh, here's the Incoterms 2020 design is more user friendly than 2010. So looking back at that, your Incoterms book, it's a lot easier to
Yeah,
navigate.
they're definitely spelling things out a little more thoroughly, which is always good.
Mm-hmm. Good old DAT, delivered at terminal, was omitted. I really don't know that I actually saw too many people use those the
You and me both.
last 10 years.
Maybe on some truck shipments here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
not a whole lot of international.
So we said goodbye to DAT and we said hello to DPU, delivered to door and unloaded. And last but not least, the CIP default insurance coverage has been changed from free of particular average to all risk.
Well, if you're buying on the CIP term, that's good news for you because all risk coverage is a much broader coverage than free of particular average. FPA covers transportation perils, sinking, being stranded, fire, and things like that. But it won't include such things as war risk or a strike or a riot unless you actually specify that. So if you're buying on that CIF term, if you want those things covered, you'd have to specify with your supplier.
So since you guys just went through several of the major Incoterms that were changed in the past decade, we do have a question. What's your opinion of the most significant, what are like 2 or 3 of the most significant changes that you see?
I'd say that's, well, significant. They've added one and
Mm-hmm.
they've deleted one. That's pretty significant. And I think the most significant thing is they've detailed out a little more of what costs are borne by whom. So they're spelling that out a little more, which I think is a great thing. I wish they would have added origin export clearance. They really haven't put that on a separate line item, which what I'd like to see. But I think they are, starting to incorporate more specifics in which particular costs. As if you're buying freight, your invoice typically doesn't come in a one-line item. You're going to get your charge quite a bit, terminal handling, unloading, loading, especially if you're moving LCL. So I think they're getting closer to getting most of the costs covered.
And then just to answer another question that was asked, DPU right there stands for delivered to door and unloaded.
Yes.
We've got another question here. If contracts or negotiations already exist with Incoterms 2010, do you recommend keeping them the same or renegotiating to Incoterms 2020?
That's a good question, but I would say I definitely recommend that you do put Incoterms 2020 and renegotiate that. It's good to be working off the most updated Incoterms within your contracts. And, again, there hasn't been a ton of change. However, it would be wise to review the specific term you're using to verify.
Now, if you are writing out in contracts or POs which Incoterm you're using, is it a good practice to indicate Incoterms 2020 on the documentation, or is it just known and defaulted to Incoterms 2020?
No, it's not known because I sometimes see stuff going back even further than 2010, to be honest with you. There's it's amazing. But so, yeah, I definitely updated to show 2020. You're right. Then you're on the same page and you're working off the latest and greatest.
Thank you for that.